Hi guys, and welcome back to another video from Amateur Priority Toys. Today we're going to be looking at the Masters of the Universe He-Man figure from the Masterverse line. Now this is the He-Man that is actually from the movie by Canon Films. It came out in the 80s. So this is my first figure from the Masterverse line. It is the first He-Man figure I've gotten in a very long time. I don't have any of the retro line. There was a few figures I considered getting from the new Netflix show, He-Man Revelation. I think that's what it was called. But in the end, there was just other things I preferred to get. And Masters of the Universe, I'm a fan, but it's not as big a priority as some other figures for me. But here he is in the box. And I actually just watched the film for the first time earlier this week. And I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. That's what made me want to go out and get this figure. Also, the cloth cape. That was a huge selling point for me. I love my cloth capes, as you guys might know by now. So, I've already taken a look at his package, but I just wanted to point out the nice artwork we have right here. Dolph Lundgren. Some more nice artwork from the back. And on this side it just says He-Man. So I really like this picture and this one on the side. I think it looks really nice. I've been stacking my boxes in between my cases on the side right here. So I'm going to have this stacked in a way where I can see this artwork because it looks really nice. And like I said, I enjoyed the movie. I was kind of surprised when I watched it because, you know, I've heard so many bad things about it over the years. And if you haven't seen it, I suggest checking it out. It's not as bad as people make you think. I enjoyed it. And that's what made me want to get this figure. And I do want to get the Skeletor as well, but they didn't have Skeletor at the Target I went to. But let's get him out of the box and see how he is. Okay, so here he is out of the box. And first impressions are his joints are very stiff. He might need a hot water bath just to loosen him up a little bit. He looks really good. I don't think it's a terribly good likeness to Dolph Lundgren. I mean, it's okay. It kind of looks like how he does in the movie, but not totally. I kind of wish the hair was a little bit longer, a little bit more like mullety. And it's not too bad. But like, if you look at the box, his hair is very like thin in the front, very scraggly. I kind of wish it was a little bit more like that, more reminiscent of the movie. I feel like it's very similar to the head it already comes with, you know, the classic He-Man head. So, it's okay. So the main difference between him and any other He-Man is he is from the movie, but he's got the armor from the movie. He's got all these holsters on his belt. Looks really cool. And of course, my favorite, cloth cape, and a decorated cloth cape with that. I absolutely love this. I don't know why toy companies hate this. Even collectors, I hear a lot of collectors saying they prefer plastic capes. To me, I don't get it. For me personally, it just brings me back to the Kenner days as a kid. I have a few figures here, like, look at this. I just love the way that looks. I will always prefer this over something like this. This just makes him top heavy. You can't pose this either, but like seeing it like, you know, in front of a fan or a gust of wind, seeing it blow, that just looks so cool. As opposed to like rubber capes, even capes with that have the wire. I mean, that's okay, but I love the free-flowing capes, so I'm really glad that he has that. Definitely a big selling point for me. But so here he is. He comes with a hand that is waving, almost like a karate chop. That might be a reference to, I can't even get his arm to go up. There might be a reference to in the movie where they're like, good journey, good journey. The little like greeting they have. It's like their little may the force be with you, I guess. But yeah, I love this shade of red. You got his holster back here for his sword. I wish the cape was removable, because there are parts in the movie where he is not wearing the cape. You can remove it if you take off all of this armor up here. It's all like one piece, and it can come off. There's a little thing here, but I would take everything off. So if you wanted him, if you're a die-hard fan of the movie and you wanted him without his cape, you might have to just buy another one and cut it off. So, but let's take a look at his accessories, because he does come with a lot of stuff. Man, he is stiff. I'm almost like scared to move him too much. But let's take a look at his accessories. So, He-Man comes with his sword. He comes with 2 different daggers, which is accurate to the movie. He comes with his pistol. He comes with a gripping left hand, a fisted right hand, and he comes with a, I guess, a classic looking He-Man head. So if you're not a fan of the movie, you can switch this out and just have a regular He-Man head. But I mean, if you don't like the movie, I don't know why you want this figure anyways. Unless you just like the design of his armor, which I think it looks cool. So let's get him all geared up. So his pistol, which he actually uses quite a bit in the movie, let's put it in his hand first before we put on his belt. So he's got good wrist articulation for posing the gun. So you have the gun in his hand, and that has a holster right here. Slide that in. There we go. He has a dagger. There he is, a little dagger. I believe this one goes right here. Oh, maybe not actually. I think maybe this one goes down here. I'm not quite sure, actually. It doesn't want to fit in that one. There's a part in the movie where he does pull a dagger out of his little ankle holster and throw it at somebody. So, yeah, I think this one's maybe meant for this one. It looks a little bit more like the correct size. If I'm wrong about this, you can just let me know in the comments. I've only seen the movie once. Oh, let me check the box, actually. Okay, so the artwork on the back of the box shows them. This one goes here. This one goes down here. There we go. Okay. So he's got his daggers. And of course he has his sword. He's got that good wrist articulation, so you should be able to get him to get his classic He-Man pose. I have the power. It is hindered a little bit by his armor, but not too much actually. You can do it. You can manage. So there he is with his sword. Looks really good. So let's see. This just slides in right there. Oh, wait a minute. There's another. Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. They're missing a weapon. No, his sword goes in here. Oh, okay. That's really good detail. I didn't even know that it was like that in the movie, but this is how it is in the movie, though. You see it like kind of tucked underneath his cape. So there he is. So now let's switch out his head. So here he is with his classic looking He-Man head. Which actually looks a little goofy because it's, you know, so 80s cartoon up here, and then it's so like movie armor and holsters down here. But if you prefer this head, well, there you go. That's how he looks. But I will not be displaying him with this head. Ooh, nice pop. I will be displaying him with this head, 100%, because it makes him different, unique. And I got this guy, and I'm gonna get the Skeletor so I can have them on my 80s shelf, which is mostly just my horror stuff, but also like Terminator's up there and Ghostbusters are up there. Just my kind of nod to the 80s. So it looks really good. His articulation is going to be pretty standard for if you have one of these figures, and I think they're all the same. He's got ball joints up here, swivel in the bicep, double jointed elbows, looks like a ball jointed hand. Even this is its own sculpted piece on him, which is nice. Just realizing that. And then he's got like he's got a cut in his upper torso, but doesn't want to move. Maybe that's because it was sewed. Let's take that out. Oh, it was because... No, it's his waist. His waist moves. His upper torso has a cut, but doesn't really want to move too much. He's got thigh cuts, swivels, legs go in and out, forward, back just a little bit, double jointed knees, ball jointed ankles so they can pivot, go forward and back, rotate. So pretty standard articulation for him. So like I said, I haven't gotten any of the other Masterverse figures, just because the He-Man figures I collected before were from the Masters of the Universe Classics line. The ones that were done by the Four Horsemen with Mattel, and they are just a high quality figure, and I just kind of didn't really have much desire for these. I already have a lot of those other ones, and I'm not a super diehard He-Man fan, but I do like it. So let's do some comparisons to some other He-Man figures. Okay, so here he is next to a Masters of the Universe Classics He-Man. This was a Toys R Us exclusive. It came with Superman. So these are a little bit shorter. He's a little bit taller than that guy. Same thing with the 2000s cartoon. He's in the kind of a crouching pose, but if he was standing up straight, he'd be just slightly shorter probably. But there you go, you get a kind of an idea of what he'll look like on a shelf with some other He-Mans. Okay, before we wrap up, let's go over the positives and the negatives. Start with the negatives. For me, he doesn't really have any major negatives. I guess I will say maybe I would like a more shiny metallic paint for the sword. That's like just being a little nitpicky. I guess I wish the cape was removable so you could have him as that, just have that as an option, because he does look like that at some points in the movie. His joints are very stiff, but it's not really much of a negative because I prefer that. But especially up here in the shoulders, I am scared of breaking them. I'm gonna have to give him a hot water bath, I think. Which means I'll have to remove all of this. It's kind of annoying. But those are the only real negatives I can think of. Oh, okay, the only real negative I guess I will say is he doesn't look a whole lot like Dolph Lundgren, but that might be a rights issue. I'm not sure. I wish his hair was a little bit more mullety. I mean, it's not too bad in the back, but the front, yeah, I wish that maybe his bangs were a little bit thinner or something. Just something to look closer to the movie. I feel like his face is just a little bit off. But yeah, those are the only real negatives. Not very many, and they're very minor, most of them. So for the positives, absolutely my number one positive, cloth cape. I love it. I also love the gold detailing on it. It's a pretty big cape too. I love that. I love the detail in the armor. Not just the sculpting, but like the paint. It's like a nice bronze color. He comes with a lot of weapons. They could have easily just sculpted these on and just left it at that, but they are removable, all of them. It's very nice. That's just a very nice thing to see. I love being able to like take a figure and just load him up with all his stuff, all his weapons. Have him sitting there on the shelf knowing that he's got all his weapons. I don't have to put things in storage or find places to keep everything. It's definitely a huge positive. So all his weapons, he's got good articulation, cloth cape, and also I will just say that it's a nice variety. I see a lot of He-Mans, you know, they've been doing the retro line. And he kind of just looks the same every time, and there's some differences, but this is a very like obscure kind of, that's the word I'm looking for. It's a design you don't see all the time, and I'm happy that they made it, and it just looks good. I'm really happy I got him. So I'm gonna go on a toy hunt this weekend. Hopefully I can find the Skeletor to go with them and have my He-Man and Skeletor from the movie up on my my shelf. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think of them. Are you gonna get them? Pass on them? What do you think of the rest of the line? Are you big He-Man fans? Yeah, let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and good journey. So there he is, guys, on my 80s shelf, and I just wanted to say I was editing this video and I was just looking up constantly, seeing him on the shelf, and just happy that I decided to get him. He looks really awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out and say I'm very happy I got him. He looks really good. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll have pictures of him up very soon on my Instagram. Thanks guys. Bye.